Claire, let's have you put on your prosecutor's hat, if you would. When federal prosecutors tell attorneys for a potential defendant that he is a target, that tells you what about their investigation?
Tells you they're going to indict him. I'm not aware of very many cases where someone has gotten a target letter before the feds had decided that they had sufficient evidence to go forward. And, that's the thing about the federal government. They don't have to do anything until they're ready. It's not like state prosecutors who are doing violent criminals. Excuse me.
Right. Does that mean they're ready? I mean, is that the point of the letter?
It means they're ready. It looks like to me they're doing something in Florida on a different track having to do with venue, which may just be keeping pressure on witnesses that may be key to an indictment that I believe will come down in Washington. But it's going to be really interesting, and it's going to be interesting politically. We don't know. So far, charging him with a crime has calcified his support of about 30% of the Republican Party. And now we officially have the 7 dwarfs that are in the race, along with DeSantis, who, may turn out to be Snow White. He likes white boots. I think Snow White liked white boots. So this is going to be, Trump, this is Trump's dream, that he would have this many Republican candidates in the primary that would siphon off all the anti-Trump voters there are in the Republican Party and put him in the driver's seat. So we may have the first time in history, Sean Meacham can speak to this, that we have a nominee for president with an ankle bracelet.
What we don't know is how this indictment were to impact the race politically. Certainly the one in New York only helped Trump, at least in the GOP field. This one might be different. That will play out in the weeks and months ahead. But certainly in Florida, one of his aides, Taylor Budovich, who used to work as a camp spokesperson for Trump and now helps run the super PAC, he's the one who testified yesterday. Trump himself put out a statement saying, I have not been told I'm going to be indicted. That's true. He hasn't yet. But he has now been told that he's a target. And people in the Trump world that I spoke to yesterday in the wake of this news, they're bracing themselves, and they anticipate this could happen soon. They think even this week or next, it could be that fast for an indictment to come down in the classified documents.
We'll talk more about the politics of this in a second with Mike Pence, Trump's former vice president, in the race now officially. But first, let's bring in NBC News legal analyst Andrew Weissmann. Andrew, do you agree with Claire that these target letter signals that an indictment is coming here?
Absolutely, particularly given that we're talking about a former president of the United States. It is legally permissible and possible to tell someone they were a target, to issue a target letter, and for them eventually not to be charged. But I think when you're talking about the former president, this is something that is complying sort of with a pro forma DOJ rule, and it's just something that happens before you charge. And I think in many ways it's not news. Everyone's known, including the defense camp, that Donald Trump has been the target of this investigation for quite some time. This is really a formality, and I think there's no question that he is going to get charged. I think it's just a question now of when. And if it's going to be in Florida or D.C., I think those are really sort of key open questions. Obviously, the specific nature of the charges, what the evidence is obviously also something that we're all looking for.